Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren, the great city of Miami. Shout out to Miami, and we in South Florida right now, according to you live and direct. We're gonna talk some boxing right now. So let's talk about that middleweight division right now. We got reports coming out of the boxing scene basically saying that obviously there's been a lot of speculation as to why Demetrius Andrade and Sergey Derevyanchenko haven't fought yet. That was a fight that initially that it was reported that HBO was gonna pick up and they were gonna show the fight, and that fell through. So now what's being talked about is potentially for one that fight might actually be for the vacant IBF title, because what's being reported is the fact that um, the parties involved with this fight are trying to press the IBF to make GGG fight his mandatory, which is Sergey Derevyanchenko. So if Golovkin does have that May 5th fight and it's not Derevyanchenko, the parties involved for Banner Promotion to promote Andrade, they want they want that mandatory to be enforced so that Golovkin is then stripped of the belt if he doesn't fight Derevyanchenko. So that way their guy Andrade can fight Derevyanchenko for the belt. So um, first of all, let's talk about that fight stylistically. Now, I'm not going to sit here in front. I really don't know a whole lot about Sergey Derevyanchenko's style. What I do know about him is, because I haven't really had a chance to watch much of his fights. What I do know about Derevyanchenko is simply that he's someone that can definitely punch. He's got good punching power. So I have to go do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go do some homework on Sergey Derevyanchenko. But the fact that he's got good punching power, and when you go through and you look at some of the names that he's got on his resume, I don't have to watch the guy fight to know that if you're fighting the likes of Sam Solomon, Torreno Johnson, and Deshaun Johnson, you're fighting the guy likes of those guys, and you're stopping those fighters. That definitely shows you have a certain level, you have a certain quality to you. So I think this would be a great step up for him, fighting a guy in Andrade who definitely he's fresh to the middleweight division. He's still getting accustomed to the middleweight division. He's still trying to find his footing and make life at 160 easier for him. So I don't think it's a bad fight whatsoever. Um, as for basically, what will happen with this fight from a television standpoint. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video is because apparently, according to Matt Rowland, I believe his name was, a Banner Promotion to co-promote Demetrius Andrade. Um, I think that's what it said in the article. Basically, apparently ESPN is interested in this fight, and I think that's the right level for this fight. Neither one of them are massively big names, but they're both guys that I feel like if you put them on ESPN on a big platform like that, and people stumble upon it, they'll watch the two guys fight. It'll be a good fight. Derevyanchenko is a good puncher. We know Andrade, not the biggest puncher in the world at 160, but has got phenomenal boxing skills. And I think there'll be a lot of questions of Andrade that will be asked in that fight once a guy like Derevyanchenko starts hitting him upside the head. Does he have the power to keep a guy like that off him at 160? Can he box with one of not the top middleweights in the world, but a guy who's seems to be going that route? As far as progressing in that route. So it's a good fight, man. I think if this is probably the best scenario, as far as them having the fight on ESPN, as far as them fighting each other at this point in time, because for one, I think the way I see it is this: Andrade is very talented, and with him, the issue's never been the talent. It's never been the skills thing. It's always been a promotional thing. It's always been a matter of ring activity. And my thing is this: if Demetrius Andrade is active, if he's constantly fighting and he's busy in the ring, then I think he's become a much tougher fighter to beat. So I think the fight is perfect for Derevyanchenko now because Andrade only had one fight against Alantez Fox. So you don't want to fight this guy 2 or 3 fights from now when you might have to, because Andrade, I believe, is pretty high up there in the IBF rankings as well. So that's what it is. But I think that's a good fight for the fans. That's a good fight for boxing, and more importantly, that's a good fight for the middleweight division to see who's where in that landscape of the middleweight division. And if it's a fight for me, like if Demetrius Andrade can go in there, look sensational, win, it's going to put him back on the map in a very big way, because Derevyanchenko is one of those guys. Although he's a prospect, his name's getting a lot of hype right now in terms of the boxing media and the boxing world. His name is he's getting up there, so you got to respect Derevyanchenko for what he's been able to do. He's got a decent little resume. He's beaten some good veteran fighters in his career thus far, but he's yet to step up to that level where he's fighting one of those top names. And Andrade, despite maybe not being that name at 160 yet. He was definitely a name at 154, and he's a name that a lot of people are keeping their eyes on at 160. So it'll be a chance for him to make a statement. So I want to see that fight, man. You got a tough puncher in Derevyanchenko taking on a slick box like Andrade. It's a great style matchup. Put it on ESPN. And as far as the whole Golovkin situation, my thing with that is I think it'd be unfair for him to be stripped of his title because of Canelo, eating meat and his whole plan just being thrown out of whack. It's kind of hard to find opponents on this short notice. Right now as I'm shooting this video, it's April the 12th, 11:03 p.m. And it's like you're roughly what 3 weeks out, 3 weeks away from the fight, 3 weeks and some change away from the fight. So it's hard. It's gonna be hard to find a quality opponent on 2 weeks' notice, and you might have to find Golovkin in a fight where he's fighting someone that isn't of massive importance, and I don't think he should be punished for another man's wrongdoings. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this next fight for Golovkin should be a voluntary defense, and if he wants, and then then you enforce the mandatory on him, and you could fight Derevyanchenko. This fight, if anything, this fight between Derevyanchenko and Demetrius Andrade, it should be an eliminator. That to me will make the most sense because Golovkin isn't ducking his mandatory. He was going to defend the belts against Canelo. Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol. The fight got canceled, basically, and it's hard. It's really hard to find a late replacement. So, I would just go with if they want to Golovkin fight a bum, let him fight a bum, and then next fight, enforce that mandatory. This, if anything, it should be an eliminator. They can both fight for the right to get that world title shot, and I think if you dangle that carrot in front of them, it'll make that fight just a little bit more interesting, and those guys will a little bit harder in the ring. But that's just my opinion of that whole situation, of that whole entire scenario. So, yeah, man. As far as that fight goes as well, I know I'm talking a lot, and I hope you guys like the setup out here. I'm at my boy Hamid's house. I got the professional lighting here, so I look a little bit more handsome than usual. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more guapo, as they say in certain parts of South Florida. But nah, man, it's a good fight. For me personally, I would like to see that fight for Andrade because I want to see him make his statement at 160, make his presence felt on 160. I feel like from a skill standpoint, he's probably one of the best fighters America has to offer. He just hasn't had the luck of the draw when it comes to this promotional situation. But I think it'd be a good time for him as well, to fight Derevyanchenko because even though he got some wins against some good veteran fighters, he hasn't really stepped up to that level where he's fighting a guy of A+ skills, And I think Andrade, whether you like him or not, he's an A level talent. Maybe has been recognized as an A level fighter because he hasn't gotten those opponents to beat, but he's an A level talent, and I think anybody who's been following his from the amateurs to now kind of knows that. So it's a good fight for him because Derevyanchenko lacks that top level experience. So I think for both of them, they're both lacking something. Andrade's lacking the filling out as far as being comfortable at middleweight. Derevyanchenko lacks that top level experience. So to me, that's a great crossroads fight where you can make it an eliminator, and it's a good style matchup. And in the end of the day, those two fight, the fans win in boxing. The fans of boxing will win, and that's just what it is. So yeah, I hope you guys like this new setup. I'm here in my boy Hamid's house, enjoying this South Florida night. And yeah, man. So I got a couple more videos I gotta shoot, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every gosh darn video. My name is Brandon Taylor, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding, dang it. That's dang it in South Florida if you didn't know. So if you didn't know, get your damn geography out, all right? So until next time, take care, guys.